President Obama.
You're a liar.
You're a liar.
John Kerry.
John Kerry.
You're a liar too.
You're a liar too.
We are not fools.
We are not fools.
We are not stupid.
We are not stupid.
You're not telling the truth.
You're not telling the truth.
Your war against Syria.
Your war against Syria.
It's about oil.
It's about oil.
It's about domination.
It's about domination.
It's about colonialism.
It's about colonialism.
It's about imperialism.
It's about imperialism.
And we don't want it.
And we don't want it.
The whole world doesn't want it.
The whole world doesn't want it.
And this time,
we're
going to stop you.
We're going to stop you.
I would like to thank all the American people that stand with Syria right now at this minute. Thank you so much, people. Thank you. You don't know how much my families and every person in Syria right now living in fear. Living in fear. Just because of the decision that Obama's going to make. What I want to say is that those people who's asking for democracy are the heads of the terrorism group. And I mean it. Those people who Assad kicked them out, they left to France, English, everywhere, and they start using terrorism hand in our land to kill our children and women. They rape women. The way they look on TV, this is not real. You have to see them in person to know how dangerous they are. I want to thank you. This is the picture of my dad and my uncle. A sniper shot them in their home. God bless their soul. This is my moment to feel that you guys are mentoring me. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
And I think it's important that we understand that this war is a war that's also devised by the corporations through Obama, through Wall Street. And we have to keep our focus on there. We have to realize that. And while we say hands off of Syria, we also say hands off of Harlem, hands off of Bed-Stuy, hands off of poor and oppressed people right here in this country. If we're talking about a chemical weapons war against people, we need to talk about Monsanto. We need to talk about the Spectre pipeline. We need to talk about environmental racism in the Bronx and in Harlem. We need to talk about those things. If we're talking about freedom fighters in Syria, we need to talk about freedom fighters right here amongst us right here in this country.
Before the Iraq War, before the Vietnam War, the majority of the people in this country supported it. But before this war, the majority of people in this country and the vast majority around the world are opposed to it. That will make a huge difference, because if they go to war, if they bomb Syria, if they kill more people in Syria, the American people are ready as never before under any war to fight back and make it impossible for them to do that.
I am a true Syrian. I have Syrian blood in me. And although I was born here, I've been there several times. And it's not fair to my grandparents, my cousins, my friends, and everyone in Syria that they are going to be bombed by Obama. He is wrong. They have done nothing to hurt Americans, but yet Americans want to hurt them. It's not fair. Because it's my country, and you have no right to bomb it. Thank you.
Ready for jobs and education.
Not for war and occupation.
Ready for jobs and education.
Not for war and occupation. The United States is the last country in this world that has any legitimacy to police anyone on the issue of chemical weapons.
Venezuelan people also are together with the Syrian people. The Venezuelan government also is with the Syrian people, with the Syrian government. At this moment, in Caracas, Venezuela, is taking place a big demo in support of Syria, in support of the Syrian government, and also against the USA war machine. So people in Venezuela are protesting, demonstrating against USA imperialism, and at this moment, at the same time that we are here in the United States. It's important for us to be together, to show our solidarity to Syria, to show our solidarity to all the countries that are under the threat of the USA imperialism.
Today, Filipinos stand with the Syrian people! In the Philippines, thousands of Filipinos are protesting in front of the U.S. Embassy to say hands off Syria! We are here today because we know what U.S. intervention means. The U.S. has been intervening in the Philippines for 115 years. We cannot call our country genuinely free. Up to now, our economy remains backward. Our people remain poor. And that is what is in store for any country that is the recipient of U.S. intervention and will destroy the country. It is not humanitarian. Sisters and brothers, the best form of solidarity we can offer to the Syrian people is to hold our government, the U.S. government, accountable for its crimes. It should be war in Syria that is illegal, not the workers who are trying to survive. And so, we dedicate ourselves, tell the Syrian people today that we will not stop building the movement, that we are as pissed off as we can be, and then we're going to tell Washington, no war in Syria, or we're going to shut this country down. We need to be united to fight against war. We don't need more war. I am Mecha Rosales from Neighbors Coalition for Immigrant Rights and Worker Rights, and we are here because we are in solidarity with all our sisters and brothers that are suffering around the world. We don't want more war.
People of the Middle East have been fighting for 30 years after the Iran Revolution, one by one in each country, and they win in their struggle. United States didn't win in Iraq, didn't win in Afghanistan, didn't win in Libya, is not going to win in Egypt.
And for the New York Times to run or publish the video of the so-called insurgents, those fanatical, crazy Sunni jihadists, remember those guys? They're the ones who are supposedly who bombed the World Trade Center, but now they are allies of Barack Obama.
If our leadership were really concerned with humanitarian issues, they'd be taking up the problems that are going on in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, where young people are getting harassed in the streets by police because of the color of their skin. They'd be taking up the humanitarian issues in Detroit, where homes are rotting, empty, and yet people are still being thrown to the streets by the banks. This is a war for Wall Street. This is a war for the 1%.
The White House and the Pentagon are risking World War III by planning an attack on Syria. Make no mistake, this is not a humanitarian intervention. They do not care about the children of Syria. If they cared about children, they would not be giving the racist apartheid state of Israel an endless supply of white phosphorus and dense inert metal explosives to rain down on the children of Gaza and the children of South Lebanon and the children of all the children of Palestine. I have been to Gaza, I have been to South Lebanon. I have seen what the weapons of mass destruction the U.S. government has given to the racist apartheid state of Israel.
rails have been there.
The U.S. is about to start a war in Syria. As they do this, they are sending Roxy into CUNY to recruit innocent young people to be killers, and sending in David Petraeus, the ex-director of the CIA and commander of forces in Iraq, to teach us how to be imperialists. The workers and students of CUNY stand against imperialism and will not rest until all military presence is kicked out of CUNY.
John Kerry, what the hell happened to you, right? 1971, you were telling everybody, how can you be the last guy to die in a war based on lies? And yet you're lying right now to get people to die in another war. What is wrong with you, John Kerry? Look, I'm making a plea to every service member, every member of the U.S. Armed Forces, both active duty and reserve. I can't tell you to break the law. I can't tell you to go AWOL. I can't tell you to sabotage equipment to stop your unit from deploying. And I can't tell you to disobey orders. But this is what I will tell you. I will tell you to follow your conscience.
We have 96% of the military bases on the planet. We have a larger military budget than the rest of the world put together. And still, people like Kerry, the richest man in the Senate, want us to continue to fight wars for oil and kill people in the Middle East in order to conquer the Middle East. Because control of energy supplies means control of the world.
For the other veterans out there, do not support this war, because we're not going to get killed for the U.S. government. Personal interest is the oil. If they call me, I'm not going. I want them to serve time in jail instead of going to that war. I'm not a criminal.